Whether as a beloved art teacher or an artist making deeply personal works, Stephanie Blanchard's output has always been infused with love, joy, and an obsession with intricate patternation. As an artist, Stephanie's works have always reflected her life experience. In 1997, Stephanie was first diagnosed with breast cancer. Since then, she has used a variety of artistic forms to process and explore her personal experiences and emotions. This has reached its apex with Stephanie's Dollies, a sculptural exploration of 25 years of turmoil, grief, and perseverance. Playful, powerful, intricate, and moving, each dolly, as they are affectionately known, is an expression of a unique sliver of Stephanie's cancer journey.
What do the pieces mean to you?
They're part of me. They're a part of my thought processes and my working processes. And without them, I'd be a much lesser person, I think. Working through those processes has been an important part of working out who I am. It's been a big part of, as you said, working on my own identity, about who I am and the way that I approach life.
Stephanie describes the process of creating the dollies as an intuitive one. She says, "I started fiddling with a piece of wire and went from there. I didn't know what the piece was going to be or that it was going to be made out of clay. I just knew it was going to be a person, which I hadn't really done before. I knew she needed decoration, hence the beads. When she was finished, I immediately started the next one. I knew I had found my oeuvre, my calling." In 2024, Stephanie was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer.
You're a realist, but you're also quite positive and get on and do it about your whole cancer journey. Do you think having the art as an outlet has helped maintain that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone needs something like that when they're going through a shitty process. You need some way to process that. And for me, that's my artwork.
Mum was first diagnosed with cancer when I was 10 and she was almost 40. Up until that point, she had divided her energy pretty evenly between parenting, teaching, and her own artwork. At that point, however, her energy became depleted by cancer and chemo, and she had to make a choice. To the benefit of myself, my sister, and her students, and the detriment of herself, Mum chose to prioritise raising her 2 children and teaching, letting the art slip by the wayside. She always said that raising her children to adulthood was her most important goal. Once my sister and myself reached adulthood, however, Mum finally had the time and the energy to put back into her art. Attacking it with renewed vigour, she produced some of the best, most impactful sculptural works I've ever seen. Had she had an extra 20 years, who knows what she could have produced.
The exhibition is about her experience as a woman going through cancer, and one of the things that's really stood out for me is it's really hard sometimes to find artworks that really honestly talk about these kinds of things. There's joy and there's hope in these pieces, but there's also a real honesty in how challenging this whole thing can be. This piece, for example, it actually sort of talks about how the experience of getting a breast reconstruction and going through the whole experience is also in your head. It's also about adjusting and coming to terms with all of that. And it feels really authentic.
My name's Paul. I'm one of Stephanie's students. I started out with her back in, I think, 2002 or 2001 when I was about age 10 or 11. So I'm a fashion designer by trade now, and I started my business when I was 17, and I was doing classes with Stephanie from age 10 or 11 until 17 years of age. And Stephanie was really an amazing mentor for me, and she really helped me to harness my creativity and build on those skills. And every day when I go to work, there's lessons that I carry with me that Stephanie taught me. And I'm just so grateful to her, because I don't think I would be where I am today without her.
I think our whole life has actually been full of pattern and colour, and I think growing up, the house that we've always lived in, it would be one of those houses where you come home from school and the laundry would be a different colour and no one would know why, and then you'd sort of walk out the back and Mum would say, oh yeah, I just found this old tin of paint, thought I'd give it a try, didn't like it, and then the next week it'd be a different colour again. And everything in our whole life was patterned and full of life and colour, and I think that's my mum as well. She's full of life and colour and brightness and vibrancy, and so is her work, and you can really see it in the pieces, like the detail and the intricateness and the playfulness. I mean, it's just her to a T. It's a piece of her, like every single piece here is a piece of her. I'm so pleased that we were able to do justice to her work, because these have been sitting in boxes in a spare room for the last 10 years, and to be able to bring them out and show them how they're meant to be seen has been incredible.
Hey, Mum.
And so on the left is...
So much she's coming tomorrow to your exhibition, because she did half of these.
art has always been a major part of Stephanie's life. Stephanie qualified as an art teacher as a mature age student and taught art from a studio in our backyard for 30 years, realising her childhood dream. Stephanie's art has always reflected what's going on in her life. Unfortunately for the last 27 years, she's been battling breast cancer, and this has culminated in this series of sculptures, Stephanie's Dollies.
The opening itself was everything that we had hoped for. It was just a real coming together of friends, family, the general public as well. We had nearly 100 people here. And the room was absolutely full of love and joy and tears and laughter. And it was just an incredibly moving, wonderful celebration of Mum's work and life, and to have her here with us and to be able to see her and for everyone to share that joy with her was an incredibly moving experience, and one we will take with us forever.